towards everybody.
Yes, my food arrived, so I shouldn't be interrupted again, at least for a little while.
All right. And Spectre hasn't been taken back by Skynet?
Maybe he has.
He has. Yep.
Maybe I have.
Oh no!
Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Yes.
right now we can.
Okay. Good.
All right. So if I remember correctly, when last we left, you guys had brought Tord back from being entirely unconscious,
Yeah.
gave him a bit of a talk, and then I believe just started on your way again after the fight with the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think he was like curled up in the cart.
Yeah, he was curled up in the
that's
back
right.
of the
Having a minor
cart with
panic
my
attack.
freaking doll.
Right. Yes. Then that is where we begin. You guys are slowly trotting with Redonculus, just moving at his steadward pace as he always does. You guys leave that little clearing with the tree and head off.
Hopefully there will be no more strange trees.
This is a very strange forest. I would not be surprised if there are many strange trees in it.
Fair enough, but hopefully not attack trees.
Hopefully. Shrubbery, perhaps.
Attack shrubbery?
There have been stranger things.
Well, I think it was deliberate. Like, someone enchanted this tree. It was like, protect this place.
That did seem to be the case.
Question is who and for what reason?
And have they enchanted anything else?
Yeah, that's the questions we need to be asking.
Well, understanding the first two could lead to the latter.
Can I roll like investigation to look around the tree, see if there's like any runes or anything to see like how it was enchanted?
Well, you guys had already seen on the tree trunk. There was around it. There was like runes in a language that none of you understood that were glowing with this flaming heat. But once it died, the runes just sort of like fizzled glue and then just like burned themselves into the tree.
Okay. Actually, let me see if I have any paper so I can possibly draw those runes down and maybe we can find out how to do that ourselves at some point. Enchant things. See, do I have any?
Is paper
No,
a thing you have?
No, it is not.
I don't know that I have paper.
I don't even have anything to write with either, for that matter.
You don't think there's anything in my entertainer's pack for that?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Nope.
I mean, I feel like that's just one of those general supplies that people might have. So I can just we can just say you guys have paper and like charcoal.
Okay.
Hand wave that somehow at least one of us has writing implements.
Yeah.
You know, that's the funny thing about like the starting kits for characters. It's like it's such a weird list of things.
Yeah.
And yet
think
not paper.
And doesn't include paper.
I think the
Scholars.
Diplomats pack has it.
Yeah, diplomats and scholars packs do.
Yeah, there are a few things that do, but it's like
Well, yeah, but we can just say that you guys, all of you, just have on yourselves some paper and like a piece of charcoal.
cool.
Okay.
Not that difficult.
So I would go ahead and just like draw out the runes on the paper and then just save it for later till we get somewhere where possibly we can figure out what it says.
All right, yeah. Yep, just put down in your inventory, drawings of runes.
Well, do we know which way we're continuing?
Uh,
I would assume in this general direction as we've been going forward past the tree, because if they are looking to keep people out of an area, I suppose we go inwards further into the area.
Fair enough.
You guys do have a map of the general area, and basically what Flint said is where you have to go.
Yeah. Well, then let's continue on.
All right. So who is guiding the cart?
Yep.
I think we concluded that it's you
It's-
because
Yeah, Redonkulus
it's
and
Never Flow,
and Never
definitely.
Green Floors
Right.
have made a rapport.
the rest of us, and I don't have like great survival. So.
All right, then Flint, give me a survival check, I believe.
Okay. Wait, let me grab the right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know exactly where you're going. As far as you can tell, it's early morning because you guys had woken up, and then that's when Tord ran off. So it's still early enough in the day. You basically just look at the map, realize exactly where you said to go is where you need to go, and you just start heading off. And you estimate you'll get to the area you're trying to get to by about noon, maybe a little after.
That could be worse then.
It definitely could. But I appreciate you taking the optimistic route, Ulrich.
Optimism is an interesting endeavor.
While we're going, I'm gonna go ahead and take a short rest because I got hit a couple times from that tree.
All right.
Yep.
I don't think I have. Oh, I do have Song of Rest, so I can play a little tune.
Yeah, I took a pretty decent hit. I should probably also roll.
So feel free to add an extra. Let me see.
Hit dice.
Add an extra 4 to that.
Okay.
Great. All right. So we continue on our merry way.
Yep, with all of you in the back, just sort of, kind of, not really napping, just laying yourself down after the beating you took.
Chilling.
Everine just singing
Occasionally
a
you-
Sylvan song.
Occasionally, you're disturbed just because you randomly remember that Tord is in the cart just because he snores a bit. He's holding that little doll that he took from your back, but he's just holding it very close to his chest.
Does he look like he's like wounded at all? Like I need to bandage him up or anything?
Well, he took that giant smack from the tree, but it's more or less akin to kind of what you guys are doing just now. He's just resting and taking it, and he's basically taking his own short rest.
Okay.
Not gonna bleed out.
Yeah, he's asleep, not unconscious.
Right.
So I'd say we should try to make a plan, but I don't.
Last couple times we tried making the plans, they just flopped.
We really
Yes.
do not know what we are getting ourselves into at this point. And it's very hard to plan around that.
It can be.
In the meanwhile, where do you hail from, Ulrich? I feel like I have not asked this before.
Oh God, I'm actually eating.
Sorry.
So, no, it's okay. I'm just shoving food in my mouth to like drawn out RP conversation. Maybe can we wait a few minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Mostly because I also have the dog, so I want to get the food in my mouth and not get the dog to steal the food.
Yep. Pause held off. Cool.
Like less intense conversation, but like
Yeah.
backstory.
Right. Meanwhile, I might be occasionally looking back and kind of like sighing at toward having the doll. Like, Florisa's not going to like that.
So I have a question.
Distinctly not fond of him.
So it's Eberine right now, right?
Yes.
So I ask her. So does Florissa see what you see, know what you know, or is it like you experience separate things?
We understand. We both see it. We just take turns.
Ah, okay, that's interesting.
Whoa.
Skynet.
Skynet.
Oh no.
Such Skynet.
Okay.
Do you often run into difficulty with, well, the taking of turns in terms of other people? It was a bit surprising the first time.
I suppose we've gotten used to it over the years. It is generally the same reaction.
I mean, you are the first people I've seen just change people. So,
Stranger things have happened in the Feywilds, so we are used to it at this point. But we understand.
Can't say I know the Feywild very well.
Not many do, even the ones who live in it. But we were not there for terribly long. At least not the way we experienced it.
When you say the way you experienced it, does it time move differently, or?
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes, much differently and not in any sort of calculatable way. A month could be several years, a month could be a week.
That seems unnecessarily complicated.
Unnecessary for those living on this plane, I suppose. But it is simply how they are there. Our teacher liked to jump between, though. Apparently there's some better wine on this side occasionally.
I suppose that's a reason. Just one as anyone has.
I didn't hear the last sentence.
I said as much of a reason as anyone has.
You hear Tor just sort of, ow, as he just like crawls his way out from underneath like the little seat of the cart, and he's just as he rolls.
Well, he's awake. It appears.
Really?
How you doing, little buddy?
I hate you.
That is
He
a very
just, like-
strange morning greeting.
He like opens his eyes more, and he like starts picking himself up, and he's like, "Sorry, I thought I was talking to the tree that hit me. Nightmares, lost in the dream. Yep." And he just sort of like picks himself up and just sits down.
I'm sure.
Are you rolling insight?
Yes.
Well, it seems as though he's lying.
Yeah.
Shock.
Shock.
I would never have possibly imagined.
He's had you fooled this whole time. He's actually the BBEG.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. More like Flory said, I knew it.
But he just sort of like picks himself up and he just sits down and he's just like,
Gives him that skeptical look and arches an eyebrow. Torch, would you mind giving that back? Florissa prefers to have it for herself.
He just like, he realizes it's in his hand still and he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And he just hands it.
And please do not go through our things again.
I don't even remember grabbing it, I swear.
Is that also a lie?
You can go ahead and insight check.
Ooh.
Honestly, seems like he really was just like really dazed and confused and then just grabbed it because he was delirious.
Sleepy man wants a cuddly toy.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, Florissa would probably make you one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Signed herself,
So-
looked back forward so she can keep an eye on the road. She trusts Redonkulus, but
Oh, well, better to keep an eye out just in case.
exactly.
Redonkulus himself is kind of turned, giving Tord that stink eye.
I'm glad the donkey also dislikes Tord.
Yeah.
I support this.
Well, looking over to Ulrich slightly, since he was just about to speak.
Hmm?
Like you said, well, and then, so she said, well, as in, what were you about to say?
He wasn't about to speak.
Oh, okay.
That's
You
why I
said-
said, huh?
Okay, you said
Oh,
well, and then
Oh,
sounded like you were about to say something.
I didn't even realize I said well. So yeah, there was no planned conversation.
Bertram's just walking alongside the car and he just goes, "Man, trees are scary."
Many things can be scary when there is magic involved.
Yes. Not all trees. Some of them are quite nice.
I mean, that tree over there just seems like a tree, so I'm okay with it.
Bertram starts looking around. He turns back and his eyes go big, and he's just like, "There's trees all around us."
There are indeed, Bertram.
Yes.
There are indeed.
Are they all like the last one?
Oh, certainly not. Like I said, some are quite nice. It's just like with bugbears, Bertram. Some are nice and some are mean, and you're one of the nice ones. And that tree is most probably a nice tree.
His like the weird the fear and shock on his eyes just sort of like it all melts away into a childlike grin. He's like, eh.
We just need to keep an eye out for the bad eggs, so to speak.
That is usually at least a start.
So if we see any with strange runes on them, then we can be a bit cautious.
Or extra cautious.
Yes.
So, we know where we're going, but we don't know what we'll find when we get there.
Well, you know that it's a kobold command, it's like a kobold camper, done you know kobolds are involved
Right.
somehow.
We
That's
know,
what you know.
we know kobolds are involved.
Yeah.
That could go all kinds of directions.
That's true.
So perhaps we can't make a full plan because we don't know what we're walking into, but stop a bit before we get there. See if we can do any scouting. We all know I'm terrible at that, but
Do you know any,
maybe.
Bertram, do you know any more specifics about how kobolds fight? We have fought a couple, but perhaps you have more information.
Sorry, Flint. Can you repeat what you said? I didn't hear.
He was asking Bertram if he has any more information about how kobolds fight in a fight. Like they fought a
Okay,
couple, but figured he might have fought more, depending.
Or
Yeah.
been around more.
Yeah, been around more.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Something else came up and took my attention away. Bertram just sort of looks off to the side. He's like, I know that they're shorter than me.
Useful information.
They have scales.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 2 weird leaders. You guys killed one when you met me. He was called Brackle the Fist Shaman or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But they also had a guy who called himself Grand Inventor Rock.
Grand Inventor.
He was weird.
How so, Bertram?
Well, I never met the guy, but from what I heard, he was real big into making the kobolds talk common.
Interesting.
And I just heard he just had a lot of stuff on him.
Well, I mean, inventor, I suppose that's logical.
He's probably smart.
It's
It's hard to make things.
Mm-hmm. So an intelligent enemy that has a lot of stuff.
That could be tricky then. Intelligent enemies tend to be more difficult to defeat than unintelligent enemies.
Of course.
So we'll need to do our best to gather some information, though it's not going to be straightforward.
And we know that they will most probably understand us. So any planning we do in the moment will need to be in some other language.
Do all of
What
us speak any single language other than Common. I don't. I'd be surprised. I basically only speak this and Dwarven, and I doubt both of you speak Dwarven.
I
do not,
don't believe so.
unfortunately.
That is a limiting factor then.
However, Tash can speak in our heads, right?
Yeah, I can do that, but only one at a time. Actually, I can speak Dwarvish.
Oh, well, that's convenient, but not all of us can. What do you speak? She looks at Everine.
That's a good question. Did I actually put it into my...
Do you know what you speak?
Oh, there we go. Yep. Just... Besides Common, just Elvish and Sylvan.
Yeah, no, I don't speak anything resembling Elvish.
No, I suppose you wouldn't.
Well, then we'll just have to make do, I suppose.
Hmm.
And none of you guys speak deep speech.
No,
Speech.
I do not.
No, but I'm quite curious how that works.
I forget what deep speech. I gotta see if that's what I think it is.
Yeah, deep speech is like aberration speech,
Yeah.
like beholders and mind flayers and stuff.
Yeah, well, I only took it because it's like psychic stuff. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's some logic to that. I can see that. For psychic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've literally been doing this in other campaigns of like, oh yeah, it's that kind of...
Yeah, we
It's
just
crazy
fought
shit.
a very old illithid in the other campaign. Okay. Well then, let's see, we could come up with signals, at least, so even if we can't communicate much, we can signal something important. It just depends on what we want to signal and how we figure out what we want to signal.
That is a good question. Suppose we have not... Well, we've been in a few fights together, but perhaps not enough to understand each other's strategies and work together in that sense just yet.
That does usually take time, or at least specifically planned tactics.
Exactly.
Well then, we may just have to do our best, as it were.
I believe the term is wing it.
That is one
Yeah.
way to put it, yes.
Hey, Flint.
Mm-hmm.
Or Everine, I should say. I would like you to make a perception check for me.
Okay.
As you guys are moving through the the forest and the woods, the nature around you, there's something strange. Like, just sort of kind of magic about it. Like, it just seems weirdly fresh.
This kind of cants her head and glances around a bit and trying to put her finger on it. What fresh would mean in a forest.
Everything just sort of seems a bit greener than it should be. Like, obviously everything is green, but it just seems strangely green. It seems weirdly familiar.
Is something the matter?
Something in the forest is different. Oh,
Different how?
it's brighter suddenly. Almost a bit nostalgic, really.
That's
But that could mean a great deal of magic abound.
that's probably unfortunate.
I don't have detect magic or anything like that, so
I can't do much with that. I don't think I have anything useful there. Let's see. Oh, actually, no, I don't have it prepared. I do have detect magic, but it is not prepared. So, nope.
just be alert.
Sometimes that's all you can be. Ulrich turns to sort of look out as we continue to make sure that, you know, nothing especially weird happens, other than weird green things are being very green, which I feel like he wouldn't pick up on that much because like greenery is not his
Yeah.
his specialization,
He ain't
as
a
it
hippie.
were.
Yeah, no, the best you can see is that like it looks a little bit more unbridled,
Might
but like that's just like it to Ulrich. It all just looks the same. It's all green. It's all brown. It's all the same.
It's all very green.
could someone take the reins for a moment?
I will.
Right. She'll scoot down a bit and take out her ukulele and start playing a Sylvan tune and just kind of like keeping watch in the area as she does. Just weaving some
All right.
bardic magic and seeing if anything reacts to it.
All right.
Like prestidigitation.
Roll a charisma check.
Straight charisma.
By the way, guys, if you keep hearing a bang, it's because my dog is playing, it's like chewing on a bone, but he keeps dropping it off the couch because he's being a dumb butt and trying to chew a bone at the edge of the couch. So if you keep hearing a clang, that is what it is. It is the dog dropping the bone.
So if you're casting just like a little bit of prestidigitation, what are you doing with the spell?
She's basically just kind of using Sylvan magic and creating some like a little bit of like color sparkles and things around the lute and just kind of sending out kind of a familiar tune to anything that might be Fae related or in the area to see if anything reacts to it.
All right. As you play, you you strum it while singing, and nothing comes out. Nothing greets you. It's though the leaves and the trees and the green just seems to sort of every so often just get sort of pulled to you before you just move past it, almost like magnetic. Like it just sort of like it's like when you rub a balloon on top of your hair, and the hair goes for the balloon. You're the balloon. It just sort of like pulls towards you a little bit, and then you'll get out. Then the cart keeps moving, so you get a little bit out of reach. So then it just sort of goes back to how it was.
We have not been able to do that for a while.
Do what?
Draw the energy of the forest.
Um,
It only really
Where
works
did you
in the
used to
Feywilds.
be able... So, do you think we're back in the Feywilds? Or back in the Feywilds?
Would I think that? I don't think so, but
Yeah. No, there's you seriously doubt that you've gone into the Feywild again because
yeah.
you usually have to go through a portal or a gateway, and that's usually a very noticeable thing.
Yeah.
It just sort of seems like this area. There's a lot of Fey magic about, and it's strange.
Not exactly into the Feywild specifically. That involves a bit more complicated entry. Unless the Fey want to hide it, but this
Do they
area
normally
seems,
want to hide it? Or do they often want to hide it?
for the most part, yes. They usually only want the ones they want when they want them, if that makes sense.
As much as anything does, I suppose.
But no, this area just seems to be bolstered with Fey magic somewhat. Ingrained. Not as much as it would be in the Feywilds, obviously, but enough to be drawn.
Any idea what would cause that? Why that would happen?
You know, my mom used to tell me stories about these hippies that lived in the forest that would cast all sorts of nature magic. I don't know if it would
Nature
be one of.
hippies?
Yeah. I think she called them druids.
Hmm.
What did it? Would Ebrine or Florissa have any more knowledge about what would cause an area to be like infused with Fey magic?
Kind of everything you said. Like the only thing that really comes to your mind is the very like idea of just an archfey being around. Maybe if somebody was just like tapping into it a lot and just casting a lot of magic.
There's certainly a few options. If you use enough magic drawing from the Feywilds into an area, it could infuse it a bit more permanently for a time. There is perhaps the workings of a very powerful Fey has taken a shine to the area.
I don't know much about the Fae, but seems risky to be in an area that someone of great power is protecting or involved in.
Yes, but I'm not sure how we would get around it and how far it stretches.
Fair enough.
Well, I figure as long as we stay on this path and we don't really go into the trees too much, we'll be alright.
Optimism, I like it.
I enjoy that. That is becoming the trend. But I'm most curious to find out who might be. Who or what might be changing up this particular part of the forest.
Well, it's always possible we'll end up finding out even when we don't try.
All right, so you guys had a plan to stop when you get close. But as you guys have had this conversation, you're not entirely been paying attention, and that's when Redonkulus just stops moving, and then like just sort of like pats at the ground a bit, and then just like looks forward, and you're confused, but like he just sort of like is dead staring forward, and you look where his eyes are, and you can see there's more trees, but it seems to be there's something There seems to be an area where the trees are just not there. And then you faintly see movement and just some bright light. Some bright green light.
That is very unnerving.
Huh. Is any of that familiar? Like that kind of...
Well, it's way too far for you to be able to see it. You can kind of just see stuff moving. Like, you can see the faint, just like something moves around, and then every so often, just like a little bit of a green glow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna hop down from the cart for a moment and walk over by Redonkulus and just place a hand on his back and just kind of look over it.
It's about a solid, like, I'd say 50 feet forwards.
Well, do we want to get closer? Do we want to pretend that doesn't exist?
I have an idea. Where's my main man, Squeaks?
Probably in the vest pocket still.
He is.
Alright, so I ritual cast Speak with Animals. And that takes like a minute.
10
Right.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 10 minutes.
Not
You
a big
guys are
deal,
like, yeah, you guys are like still like worried about what's going on ahead of you, but it's like it's also at the same time it's just like it doesn't seem to be coming towards you. It doesn't seem it's the same thing that for 10 minutes you guys are basically just very on edge, but it's fine.
I might do that too then
Alright.
if I see Tash doing that.
Tord just sort of looks at Tash and goes, "First a bird, now a rabbit. All right."
Alright, and then I ask Squeaks once the spell is done. So you up for another scouting mission?
I am always ready.
Alright, so we're gonna do the same thing like we did last time. I'm gonna look through your eyes, what you see, I see, and what you hear, I hear.
All right.
I don't know if you can see that green light out in the distance, but that's what you're heading towards. You don't have to get super close, but like enough to where you can see it possibly would be great. But if you feel it's too dangerous, come back.
His little paw just like goes up, and in the best way he can, he like salutes and he goes, "I got it. I won't fail." And he hops out of your hands and
Everyone's gonna say as he goes, she's gonna describe what like a portal to the Feywild might look like and tell him if he sees that, don't get too close to it, don't go through it, just stay back.
oh it.
And then I ritual cast Beast Sense on him. And then
All right.
I send him on his way.
I want to know, Alaric, basically what you just witnessed is they both sat down with Squeaks in the middle, and then after 10 minutes, just starting, and then they were just. Again, it's weird. It's weird animal magic. You don't know what's happening. You're just gonna let it happen.
Yep. Or it's just like at this point he's just used to it. He's like, they're being Disney princesses. It's fine. Yes, even Tash is being a Disney princess.
Yes.
Tord's standing next to you, arms crossed, and like just leans down a bit and just goes, "I mean, it's my job to scout, but all right, I guess we'll let the rabbit do it."
Well, but the rabbit is far less notable. Even if someone does notice a rabbit, the likelihood of them bothering with it is fairly low. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to scout.
He just like sits on the back of the cart, just pulls out his machete and just sort of like sits it there. And
Ulrich just shrugs like he's done.
You also did just get throttled by a tree.
I'm fine. It was like a few hours ago. I rested. All right. So Tash, your connection to Squeaks. Okay, hold on, my dog wants in.
Dogs are good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Nova. Yep. All right. So, your connection to Squeaks. You feel that. You feel that weird feeling of sort of conscious. It's like going unconscious, except it's not because you're still awake. Basically, it's you. I didn't bring you in here so you can bark. It's like you being taken out and then just sort of like going and then traveling into a different body, into a new perspective, one that you have no control over. As Squeaks just like you go down into Squeaks's tiny, perspective, and don't chew on that.
Don't chew on that, Squeaks.
Squeak, stop chewing on things.
Squeaks just starts running through the underbrush just as quick as he can. He's going through it. He's zigzagging and he's getting closer. He's jumping over tree roots. He's doing epic rolls. He's being awesome. He's Squeaks, and he's just going and going and going. And that's when like he gets to the edge of the tree line, and that's when he slows down his pitter patter, and he stops a bit, and like he's just like he's just there, sort of like, ooh. And he just looks around a bit, and from what you can see from where he is, you see about 3 kobolds just sort of like standing there staring ahead with what you can hear a loud off to the right, and then forward you see these large, like they're sort of they're large and they look giant in Squeaks's perspective, but they seem just giant. But like, from your perspective, you figure they would be smaller. They're hunched over with 3 fingers and 3 toes. These slimy, like just viscous body, just kind of oozing a little bit. They're all black with like these random splotches of green every so often. It looks like a giant toad, and it's just standing there with a little makeshift sword, just standing there, just eyes just staring off into nothingness. You can see there's just these bright green glowing masses off to the side. You can see in the back there's what appears to be the tree again. It has its leaves, its branches, and then it has the glowing runes just like glowing vibrantly on the trunk. And then in the middle, where everything is amassed, in the dead middle, there's just this bright green flame, and there's a lady standing there. She's wearing simple clothes, and she's standing in the flames. The flames are kind of around her, and she's just standing there wearing simple peasant clothes. They're light blue, tan. They're just the thing that a normal human being would wear, and she's just standing there, arms crossed. She's got long red hair, and you're looking at her from the back, and she's just standing there, and she appears to be conversing with something.
Does it look like she has any distinguishing features other than like the red hair?
Well,
and
you're
being on
looking at her.
fire?
You're looking at her from the back.
Oh, okay.
Squeaks does start to move around to the side.
Okay. As this is all happening, I describe the scenario to everyone.
Squeaks really silently. Hold on, let me just check something. Okay, I never made Squeaks a character sheet, so he does not have to roll stealth. So I'll have to do that eventually. Squeaks will actually have potential to die. We'll see how that happens. Squeaks though just sort of like slowly creeps around, and he's a bunny, so it's not like anything's really noticing him. And even then, everything isn't really paying attention to anything. There's the 3 kobolds, which are looking around, but they're focusing intently on the green flames and the woman. But the toad-like beings are just staring into nothingness. And there are some other kobolds. Their scales are black and just sort of like distorted in some places, and their eyes are just green, and they just slack-jawed, just standing, just holding makeshift daggers, just. As Squeak sort of moves around, he sees that in front of the green fire and the lady, there is a kobold standing there in these sort of like makeshift robes that don't look that like they look slightly impressive, and he's standing there kind of like above everybody else, and he has things all over him. He has a belt with jars on it. He has patches. He has pouches and pockets all over him, and one of his arms is the same distorted and black color as some of the kobolds, as he's just like talking to this figure. And this figure, now that you look at her, you can only see half of her face, but her eyes are green and she's got slim features. You're still seeing her from the side, so you can't really
Right.
get that clear of a view, but you can hear them talking now. And the lady is just like, "What else do you want?" Okay. Something cool. Other than something cool. I don't know, like a shield. And she's like, all right. And she just sort of like, the fire like brightens and like increases as she then just just out of nowhere just pulls out this simple wooden bracelet, and then just sort of like simple wooden, seems like a bracelet. I just said what it is, but you know what it is. And she just drops it in front of him, and he's like, this isn't a shield. And she's like, just put it with the pile of stuff. And he's like, yeah. And he turns and he throws it to the side where there's very clearly a pile of stuff. You can see something cloth there, but next to it you see a pile of some type of bones. And he's just like, this is pretty cool. And I I have magic now. I was never really entirely up with the idea of magic. I was always a science over that type of guy. But this arm is kind of cool. And then some of my guys, they've been turned pretty awesome. And you've given me all these other things to help defend. I mean, I'm just saying, like Brackle never came back from that peace talk. I was a little worried, and didn't really know what I was going to do. And then I met you, and things are working out really well. We had that tree. Oh, that'll kill anybody. Oh yeah, we had that tree, and then we have those other things. Down to the south. Yeah. I mean, I'm just this partnerships. It's been pretty lucrative. Just remember to disperse the figures, please. Oh yeah. That's why I got him. That's why I got him. Yeah. You gave it to me. I plan on doing it. Don't worry. The worship of Everine will go very far.
Wait, what? And I continuously just say, like, am talking while they're talking, saying what they're saying, and then I finish that sentence and I stop.
And the Lark's just like, the hell? Eberine, do you have any idea what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tash, you do hear, like, you witness after that said, the lady just sort of like puts her hand on her head and she said, I said look out for Eberine. I am Clarissa. And he's just like,
Oh.
all right, yeah, sorry, you sorry. That things get confusing. A lot of names. Sorry.
And then I say that too.
Well, that is even stranger.
Oh, yeah. Just immediate, like, pale faced, like, the moment he says that.
I take it you have some idea what's going on here.
Let's go around. Far around.
What is going on here?
It suddenly, like, shifts down into Floris's farm. Like, I want to go around. We can't go there.
I recognize that you want to go around, and we probably should because.
Let's go back. In fact, let's go back.
But what is going on?
I don't want to see her. Don't make me see her. Let's go back. Putting her like the back of the cart.
Yeah.
Like
Aloric is not high charisma at all. So he's just like trying to figure out how to convince small child to tell him what the fuck is going on. But he's got a +0 to charisma, so it's
literally
too hot.
Tash can't hear any of this. He's still in Squeak's vision and hearing. He has no idea any of this is happening.
Okay. Tash, she just like they continue just going back and forth. The kobold just like he's just he's like talking about how great this is. He's like, hey, it's going great. Nobody will be able to mess with us. Hell, those goblins and those hobgoblins, we're gonna take them down. And the lady's just like, yes, that's why this partnership was made. They basically just continue going like that.
I mean, I have no way of telling Squeaks to come back, so.
Yeah. At some point, after, a few minutes, Ulrich just sort of sighs and says, well, there's obviously a story here.
I don't want to talk about it.
Unfortunately, it's a story that's found you.
I don't want to talk about it. Just like being very pouty and like very childlike at this point.
Yeah.
Squeaks turns around and he starts heading back. It'll be a minute before he gets back. Though.
Okay, so then I drop it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so at that point, now I see everything that's going on. And then I give Florissa a curious look.
If someone is looking for you, and if the kobolds are also now looking for you.
Oh, I do. Now, since I've seen that lady, does she look like similar to Florissa?
She looks like exactly like her, not like you only saw like a profile shot of her,
right?
But, like
she would look like Eberine if she was a woman, but
yeah, she looks more like Eberine. But yeah, no, it's
like a grown-up Florissa, basically.
Yes.
Okay, not that I saw it, but still.
You see her like curl. She's crazily curled up in the back of the car, like I don't want to go. I don't want to talk about it.
Aloric is like awkwardly patting her on the shoulder and like saying, "Obviously, you don't want to talk about it, but this could be dangerous to all of us."
Which is why we should go around.
Going around isn't going to make it not catch up to us later.
Tord stands there. Tord's looking at the map you guys have, and he goes, sorry, but I'm pretty sure this is where you guys have been trying to get to. Seems a waste to just turn around immediately.
Wanna hide?
What are you hiding from?
Just she stays silent for a bit. Just don't make me see her. Don't make me see her. Don't make me see her.
I don't want to make you see her, but what are you hiding from?
I don't know how to talk about it. I just don't
You
want to see
know,
her.
all of us here would protect you, right? Like, nothing's gonna get through us.
She kind of like looks over at Tash slowly and just like she's kind of crying. Big eyes. I don't know if I believe that.
Would Eberine be better able to explain?
I don't want her to. We just want to be adventurers. We just want to be heroes. We don't want to see her.
And I understand that. And he actually does understand. Like, he's not high charisma, but he has high insight. So if she's being honest, he understands that. Like, I understand that, but you can't always run away. Sometimes that's not an option anymore. And if whoever this is that you don't want to see is making allies with other people in this area, you can't run forever. So knowing what's going on could help. It could help us. It could help you. We can't protect you from something we don't understand.
Like really conflicted, just like trying to think it over for a bit. She's the original, and I don't want to see her. She's probably insane. I don't want to see her.
The original version of you?
Seems to like cringe a little bit at that, but just kind of like lower, like tilts her head down, but doesn't bring it back up again.
As I said before, I don't know much of the Feywild, but I'm assuming this is something that has to do with your time there.
We traded places. Or I had to.
You had to?
One second. Well, it's what we have to do. Oh, no, it's what they have to do. I need to be Florissa. I promised. But she was supposed to stay. I wasn't supposed to go back.
The brush, like ahead of you guys, starts like moving a bit, and you can hear shh, 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 of something just like barreling through, and you all like turn to see it, and that's when you just see Squeaks like continuously running. And for Tash and Florissa, who have Speak with Animals up, you hear him shout, "Traitor!" as he like jumps and he gets into the cart and like he sees Florissa and he just starts like punching at you, but he has very soft paws, so it doesn't do anything. So he's just kind of going, ah.
Aloric just like puts a finger out like and pokes Squeaks' head and like pushes him back.
He just gets like tumbled backwards. And he's like, ah.
Not helpful.
Yeah.
I tell
You don't
I
just
tell him
can be.
Like
I tell him to
tears
get-
welling in the eyes.
I tell him to give us a minute. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
Little did we know she's a traitor. As he's just punching at her leg.
Yeah, Alaric's just holding it back. Of course, he doesn't understand what he's saying. He's just like, this rabbit is not helping matters.
There's a very angry rabbit just going to like punching at Florissa's leg.
He's like crying, saying like feeling so super like not betrayed, but just like, oh, this is what happens. Just crying like waterfall tears almost. Nobody
Clarissa.
likes us. Nobody likes us otherwise. Just let me be me. Let us be us.
We're not trying to make you not you, but
Yes, you are.
how? How am I trying to make you not you?
Cause if I explain, you won't leave us anymore. You won't see us as we are anymore. We don't want that. We just want to be us and heroes, and that's all we wanted. That's what we promised. But
You can be a hero, but heroes and like Alaric pauses, like he's trying really hard with his 0 charisma to be like convincing. So he's really trying.
Tash walks up to her.
And says, but heroes have to face their fears someday.
I guess so.
And Tash
Guess
walks
he
up
says
to
that
her.
too.
Tash walks up to her and says, we're friends, right?
Hope so. We just want to. Will you still be friends with us?
Of course. Like, there's, like, literally almost nothing you could say that would change that.
And you'll still treat us the same?
You're still you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just take a moment and like brings up a back of the arm and just wipes it across her eyes and just tries to like wipe away the tears for a second and kind of steal. And then after a moment the form kind of shifts again, but instead of Eberine, it's this. It's about like a little bit shorter than Eberine, like maybe by like a few inches. Long silver hair, completely like white eyes, covered in scars. And like burn marks and things.
Okay.
Well then.
We traded places.
So... when you say traded places, you mean like you were once the lady in fire, and the lady in fire was once this person?
She is the original Florissa. We were swapped at birth. I was meant to replace her for the archfey that wanted her.
Wanted her for what?
Beautiful children are beloved by archfey.
So, like, trophies?
Handmaidens.
Oh.
So the Archfey wanted her and took her and left you in her place.
Yes.
Is that how you and Eperine ended up in the Feywild?
I come from the Feywilds.
Right, but your sister also was in the Feywild.
It's like silence for a moment and then eventually shakes her head. I was her copy. I had to go back when they released the original. That was the trade. When you make a trade with the Fae, they always want back what was traded when they return their end of the bargain. So I had to go back and leave her. But time flows differently. She was older when I returned. And then she shifts into Eberine's form.
So, what does she want now? If you guys already finished, did you guys finish your deal or no?
The Archfey concluded the deal. And
Right.
so prolonged existence in the Feywilds can do things to humans, change them. To send one off back into this world is to create something that can be unstable. This shifts back to the changeling form. So that is the original Clarissa, but I am the one that stayed with Sister for as long as I could.
As time moves differently.
When I came back, Eberine was older. I copied her again for a while. Then she got sick. My magic couldn't keep up. I tried to go back and learn more. Told her we would adventure like we were going to. When I came back, she was gone. So... Shifts down back into Florissa. gonna be a hero for both of us.
All right. So you think that this original wants to hurt you?
I don't know what she wants, but it's probably not good. I don't know what the Archfey had her do. I wasn't there. I just know when the trade was completed, they didn't like my original much when I came back. Not very pretty. Parents weren't that nice. But I didn't show
Seems
scars since I was Eberyn's duplicate.
Lorik sighs and says, "It seems to me that you didn't have any more say in this than anybody else."
Just back to the changeling form. No, we do what our lords and ladies want us to do. Serve our purpose.
Well then, if all you want to do now is honor the person you thought of as a sister, I don't see how that's any different than anybody else. And he gives her like a small smile. You may not be who you appeared to be physically, but all of us sometimes have to deal with things we regret or things we can't change. What matters most is how we move forward, right?
Think for a moment and shift Eberyn. That is what we certainly wanted to do.
Tord walks up and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he just goes, "In the end, if you want to be heroes, there's only one way to do that. Those things are gonna hurt people. They're gonna do horrible things. They're gonna do what the goblins did to me and my sister. It's up to us to go stop that. It's up to us to be the heroes."
I kind of hate to say it, but he has a point.
Yeah.
Right. I suppose we were mostly just worried that you would treat us differently.
Plenty of people out in the world look down on me for things I can't control. I'd prefer not to be the same as them.
You're a kind soul, Rick.
I try, and hopefully sometimes at least I succeed.
This time I would have to say yes. It shifts down. Me too.
Well then.
Bertram steps up and just goes, so let's go kill this shit.
Bertram may have a point.
He's got his morning star like on his shoulder, and he's just like, let's go.
I knew I could count on you, Bertram.
Yeah.
Well,
Squeaks has stopped punching at your leg, and he's now on your shoulder, patting it.
aw.
Just give him a big hug.
He's just like, oh no, this is not what I okay, and I'm okay.
Hugs are good. Hugs are good.
I was afraid you were gonna hate me.
If you keep hugging me, I will.
Let's go.
Tor just steps forward. He has his machete in his hand. He's just like, so how about we go and get the surprise on him?
Anything we should be aware of before we go in there? I know you don't know much about her, but...
I don't know what kind of magic she would have gotten imbued with. Depends. Just expect forest magics. It seems she was using that here. Guess expect some of the shrubbery.
Always expect shrubbery. Got it.
I don't know, like, would I know any other, like, types of magic the Archfey, or that particular Archfey or anything like that?
That was some above you type of stuff.
Yeah.
That was like
It's
nothing
above my
you
pay
knew
grade.
about.
No. But don't expect her to think like a human anymore.
Yeah.
So do you guys start moving through, going for them?
Yeah, I think that's all we really can do.
All right. You guys slowly you guys sort of fan out, and you start moving through the brush, getting closer and closer and closer. And then at the final second, you all just start rushing out, and you guys will have the surprise round. So everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
Two.
And I will move you guys onto the map.
Yeah, it's like once I exist on the map, I will roll initiative.
Yep. Also, everybody place your things down at the bottom.
I'm gonna go back to Everine while...
Please choose drag and drop. Thank you.
But place it out of the trees. You guys are rushing at them.
We are out of the trees. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Gotta love low dex mod.
Come on, where?
Damn it.
Haku! No.
My fault.
Nope.
There we go.
Nope. That is not a dog treat. Nope.
There we go.
Not a dog treat, dog.
Alright. Alright, let me just place down them. Okay, and let me roll their initiatives. And guys, DMing, it's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
11 for him. And 12 for him. Tash, what is your dex?
I think it's a +1.
Alright,
If
then.
I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then Bertram will go before you. Then you, and at the top will be Eberine. Then Tord, and then Ulrich. And
Haku!
that is just
Haku!
for...
Get off of there! No! Down! Bad! No! That is not. You know better. You know better. Sorry. The dog was
Alright.
literally climbing on the table.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so this is a surprise round. You guys are just straight up just rushing at them, and you have caught them at surprise. So, at the top with Eberine, go.
Okay, so let's start with a. Let's see how much space I can get here. 20. I think I can get the 3 here and a fairy fire, but that's about it.
Alright.
So it's DC 14 dex save.
None of them make it. Meaning they are all fairy fired. I'll just put a little red thing on each of them.
Then she's still kind of gonna stay back a little bit in the trees. She really doesn't want to get this close. She's a little afraid the moment she sees this lady too.
That's fair. That's fair.
Alright. Yeah, so as you guys sort of just rush out, you just you at the back just sort of release the spell, and it just the fire just sort of comes from within you and then out your hands and then just goes to the 3 of them and then just sort of latches on.
It would be these 3 because the space.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It's not that wide.
Oh yeah. You would not be able to spread that far out, would you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you run out, you just release the fire, and the sort of bright multicolored fire just goes out and then just latches onto multiple of them, and they don't even get a second to really react, as they all just they're still reeling from the fact that a bunch of people just came out of nowhere screaming and charging at them. All right, what else do you do?
Then going to inspire Ulrich.
All right. What do you do to inspire?
You're a kind soul and you're a brave one. Sorry, wrong voice there. Gotta switch back into Eberine there.
Fair enough.
Yep, same thing.
All right, Ulrich, you are now inspired. It is now Bertram's turn, and he is going to rush forward, and he is going to take his Morning Star and sort of golf swing at this little kobold.
I may have to pause in a minute to take the dog out because he is being a total spaz. And he's usually not quite this much of a spaz.
Such spaz, much dog.
He's sprinting around the apartment.
Oh, wow.
So actually, yeah, before we get deep into this fight, let me just take the dog outside and make sure he doesn't need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
We'll just keep going and wait till you get back.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, yeah, so Bertram just rushes forward and golf club swings with his Morning Star, but just goes completely above the kobold's head. Tash, it is your turn.
Tash.
Tash? Oh, Skynet. Oh, God.
Yeah, okay. Hey, hear
There
me?
you go. Yep, we can hear you.
What's this white thing with a bunch of dots? Is that something that didn't load right, or is that a creature?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this. Roll20 has been weird. It won't give me any monsters when I look them up, so I had to get them off the internet. And you can see with all of them, I had to cut and crop them. I didn't do that good of a job, so there's clear white spaces. But it's not like I could really crop and cut that one. It's supposed to be a giant mass of bees.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The bag of bees.
Okay. All right. Well,
It's a giant mass of these really big wasps and bees. They're just.
So whoever had that, we need to kill him within 15 seconds, right?
I'm going after this guy here.
All right. Roll to hit.
And I'm gonna
With
pull out
advantage.
sword. I'm gonna activate the sword,
You have advantage.
and I
You do
have
have
advantage.
Very fired.
Right, so I'll just roll again.
Yay.
That indeed does hit.
Okay. And I believe it. I add another dice to it
Yes, I
because where
believe
I
it is.
activate.
Yeah, when you activate it, it is an extra D8, I believe, of cold damage.
Right.
Not that it
so I'll
really
just roll
matters, because this guy has 5 health.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, basically, you just rush forward, just... Oh, that 1 damage really helped you out. I'm glad you had it.
Yeah, right.
But like as you all just rush out, like all of you screaming and just war crying, you just rush out with your sword and then just cut off his head as it just goes flying in the air, and it lands, and in midair it freezes solid, and when it lands, it crashes and just breaks into and shatters.
Right. Now, is that a bonus action to activate it?
I believe it is.
Okay. Well, then I will wait to rage on my next turn.
Yep. And now it is Tord's turn. He's going to rush at this one, and he is going to make a swing. And he gets advantage because of Fairy Fire. Hey. He does a very sad 4 points of damage. As he rushes forward, all of you just screaming and just going forward. He just pulls his machete. He just takes his machete, reaches back, and then just like slices the goblin, not the goblin, the kobold, just across the chest.
Woo.
And now we wait for Red to get back.
Cool.
Oh, so I tried while we were like talking. I tried looking up stats for a rabbit, but in none of the source books, none of them
Yeah.
is there rabbit.
It's weird.
There's rats,
Right?
but no rabbits.
Well, it looks like Squeaks might be a reskinned rabbit, maybe.
Reskin rat.
I'll look into that. Oh yeah, reskinned rat, sorry.
You need an Almirage. They're so cute.
This morning was really hectic with the whole trying to get tokens for all of these enemies. Because Roll20 really isn't working. I don't know why.
Mm.
Oh, we should reskin him as an Almirage.
What is an
They're-
Elmirage?
Let me grab the thing. It's a rabbit with a unicorn horn.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember. I remember they got brought up in some D&D stuff sometime. They were just talking about one of the books, and they were like, there's these cool, fantastical things in them.
That
Huh.
do
Neat.
want. They'll make him extra cute and extra badass.
Does it get?
Hmm.
How do you spell that? I'm not looking.
Almiraj.
Its attack it attacks with its horn.
Yep.
That's adorable.
Right?
Imagine just walking around and then something just like charges at you, stabs you in the ankle with a horn. Except it's literally just a rabbit.
I honestly was not expecting to release that secret on level 3, but apparently it happened. So
I wasn't expecting you to release it either, man.
We're kind of at an impasse there, and they were not gonna let her not get through that.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you would divulge all of that.
I had no idea how else to deal with it otherwise.
I I didn't realize that I got the name wrong.
Yeah.
Just randomly, I just get that message, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah. Need more caffeine.
I mean, yeah, you could reskin it as an Almirage and then just get rid of the horn attack, give it a bite attack.
Nah. Squeaks fights with his hands like a real warrior.
Hands that he doesn't have opposable thumbs.
He doesn't have opposable thumbs, but he does a lot with his paws. He salutes, he puts up a fist in the air. He's a versatile rabbit, man.
One of us needs to get the enlarged spell and just make him giant rabbit.
Yes. Though I guess technically that would just make him a medium rabbit.
True.
I wouldn't be opposed to that idea.
He'd just be chunky.
Like if he was like, I don't know, not medium. You'd have to be like large for like Florissa to ride him. That'd be about it. Two people in large reduce at the same time.
I really wouldn't be against this idea.
Get us closer! I want to hit him with my rapier!
I'm back. Hopefully the dog will have chilled out a little bit.
Alright.
I don't know what the heck is with him right now, but at least the moment he's laying on the couch. So hopefully that means he's doing a little bit more of lapping, but not quite at the speeds.
Oh, Skynet.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Where were we in?
Your turn.
It's your turn.
Your turn.
Oh, cool. Didn't know that. Okay, so looks like one of the things got killed.
Yep. Tash ran forward and cut its head off.
Okay.
There's fire in those two.
Then, yeah, I guess Alaric will make for this guy and take a swing with the +1 version of the Warhammer.
Alright. Yep.
Has his shield out, so that's 12 bludgeoning damage.
Alright. As you rush forward, you just sort of like basically Tash goes forward and cuts off the one's head. And you just sort of like rush forward and like go behind him and then just charge at that one and then just take your hammer back and then just clunk and you just get it right in the skull as brain matter just goes on the ground. As it is now dead.
Well, at least some of these aren't too hard to beat. And then yeah, let's do that. I think actually no, that's it. That's it for his turn.
All right.
Or no, wait, spiritual weapon. Why don't I spiritual weapon? Let's do that. Boop. Submit. Not gonna hit. Well, I guess on this guy, but it's not gonna hit probably unless he has really low AC.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Or actually, that was it should be with advantage because.
Oh, yep, that is true.
I didn't change that. I'll just roll it a second time. Nope, that really doesn't hit. So, nope.
All right, I'll just
But
put
there
it
is
down.
now the
That-
spiritual weapon is out and ready to hit things.
All right, yep, I just put it down. Yeah, that definitely doesn't hit. As you rush forward, bash the one's brains in, the sort of like sword just sort of glows into existence, and then just like goes for it and just makes some swipes, but it just misses as the kobold is just dodging. And now I will roll initiative for everything else. This will take me a second.
So D&D Beyond.
You're right.
Are we gonna have our own presidential campaign going on?
Oh yeah, who'd you guys vote for?
Liam.
Ooh, I
Really?
voted for Sam.
I did Sam too.
I
I've,
have not yet voted.
I've been going based on the literally like Critical Role would not exist without Liam O'Brien, because since it originally started
True.
for his birthday. So
That's
all
fair.
of the stuff that Critical Role has done, including Sam's D&D Beyond pitches, has been because of
Or
Liam.
all Liam.
All Liam.
I did put a link in the announcements for it.
That was how
For the
I found
voting.
out about it. That was
Yeah,
why
I mean,
I voted.
I know what's going on. I just haven't actually voted yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing.
Okay, that's that. Yep, and now these things.
So apparently our other DM accidentally voted twice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
He was apparently didn't realize he was logged in his son's account, or his son was logged in on his son's account on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing there, buddy. Thank you.
okay, that's that. Have I gotten those guys? No, I have not. I planned out such a large encounter, and I was so proud. But like now, it's kind of biting me in the ass.
Yeah, that is the challenge with the complicated encounters.
Yeah.
Is that they can bite you a little in the butt if you're not.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
Just gonna roll these final few things, and then I'll move them around in the order.
Shit. Oh shit.
How well are
forgot
they
they're-
rolling, might I ask?
One has 24 at the top initiative, but we're pretty spread out thin because of all the other creatures.
Trust me, I made this encounter totally in mind of balance.
Holy crap.
This will go
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
There's 2 trees too.
Those
great.
are shrubs. They're not actually
Oh,
trees.
it's shrubbery. It's shrubbery. It's
Shrubbery.
okay.
I
It's
called
shrubbery.
it. I called it.
It's only shrubbery.
Okay, and then this would go right there because it's a tree and it's less dexterous than Florissa.
The tree is less dexterous than Clarissa. Good to know.
Mhm.
All right, and then I'd say that goes there. Okay. What have I done? Oh God. Okay. This will be fine. All right. So this thing, now that you guys have a look at it, it's this giant sort of moving mass of just multiple glowing sort of lights that are all just.
Oh, you didn't do the lady in the fire.
Oh right, yeah. The lady, as you all charge, She turns around and as the fairy fire goes out, she sees Eberine and just goes, "You." And that's when the fire goes, envelops her, and then just crashes into the ground. As it and her are now gone.
Well, that's fascinating.
Convenient.
As the one kobold with the black arm and the robes just goes, attack, attack. And okay, now the giant mass of green glowing things just goes, and then just starts moving towards Bertram, and it'll go about here, and it just like the mass sort of glows green, and then just this ball of green energy just goes. I forgot to set the query roll. Hold on.
Also, magic missile is auto hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have that only for the damage. Yeah. And it deals. It's a weak version of magic missile in case anybody wants to know. Yeah. So it just the one bolt just goes, and then just hits Bertram in the side as he's just
Poor Bertram.
This guy is going to go.
Health bars.
Wait, hold on. I just have to remember. Okay, so I have to remember how basic math works. Hold on.
Don't forget reverse math.
Reverse math.
He gets to about there before stopping. This kobold is going to strike at Tord. He misses. He just and Tord just like slaps it out of the air with his machete. This other green glowing mass, which Florissa, you knowing Sylvan, you can actually
Yep.
what? Sorry, Eberine. Knowing Sylvan, you can actually hear these two masses sort of pulsing with just the word protect, 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 and it's in Sylvan, so only you understand it. As this one is just going to fire its own blast at Bertram. Dealing another 5 points of damage. As Bertram he gets hit in the side with the first blast, as the second blast just hits him in the other side. This guy is going to run right up to you, Ulrich, and he is going to strike at you.
Okay.
Let me roll that again with the query advantage. All right. 18?
So yeah, no, neither of your first two rolls would have hit, but the 18 just hits.
Okay. I'm going to go with the 18 just because I need to remember to set all them to query advantage.
And because then you can hit me.
Yes. All right, you take 9 points of damage. As he just runs forward with this like simple short sword, and it's very zombie like how he just rushes for you. Like he just sort of like staggerously sprints. He's just and he just swings, and he just like you don't even like. It's just weird how savage the attack is that you're put off guard and you don't have time to defend, and he just slices you. And yep, okay, that's his turn. This shrub, I think they only have like 20. So.
They can move.
Yep. He just gets about there moving. And then this guy is going to turn around, and he is going to charge at you, Tash. And he's just gonna run. And he's just gonna. It's very zombie-like as well. He just swings out at you.
Okay.
And I forgot to set query advantage, but we're gonna go with those rolls.
That hits.
Actually, I feel like I should be nice. In case it misses this time.
No, that misses.
Okay. I was nice. That's the only time you're going to be saved from an attack. And Eberine, it is your turn again.
Okay. Then let's. Let's see. No, I haven't used this yet. So, going to pull out the ukulele again and play a tune and use Mantle of Majesty. So I use one of my bardic inspirations to grant yourself a wondrous appearance. When you do so, choose up to 4 creatures you can see and who can see you within 60 feet. Each of them gains 5 temporary hit points. And if you so wish, you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking any opportunity attacks. So you can go over the rest if you want.
Nice.
Okay.
So put yourself down as having 5 temp hit points. And that'll go to everyone.
Cool.
Bertram and Tord.
All right.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yep.
All right, yeah.
That's my bonus action. As main action, let's do which one cast the spell at
These two glowing green masses.
the glowing masses were casting spells.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're also chanting protect in Sylvan.
Right. Okay. Then how about I'm gonna do a actually
By the way,
want-
you can no after hearing them and seeing what they are, you can identify them as pixies. It seems to be a large mass of pixies.
Oh. Okay. That makes more that's kind of terrifying. So since that's a mass of them, can't really do this, but how about on this one by
It counts
Tash?
it counts as one enemy. There.
Okay. But on this one by Tash, I'd like to try cast Dissonant Whispers.
All right. That means it has to make
DC 14
a
wisdom
wisdom
save.
All right. It does not succeed, and that means it takes 11 points of damage.
Yep, and immediately has to use its reaction to move as far away from me as possible, which includes giving Tash a opportunity attack.
Well, it would start running if it wasn't just immediately dead, as
Damn it.
it just like the words just sort of like go in, like the Sylvan just sort of like leaves you, and the magic just sort of courses through the air until it gets to it, and it just goes as it just crumbles dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that your
that's my
turn?
Yeah.
All right. The other shrub is going to move right there. And now it is Bertram's turn, and he's just going to swing at the little guy in front of him again. He's not having much luck tonight. He misses again. He just swings and it's just into the dirt. Tash, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna move up to this shrub. And bonus action rage. And swing.
That hits.
Plus another d8 cold damage.
Okay. I think that's 22.
7.
Yeah.
It's a number.
It is 22, yep.
Okay.
All right. So you rush forward and then just like basically what happens is you ran forward and sliced the one thing's head off, and then that other little guy ran at you and then like just sort of died immediately, and like you just sort of like that stopped you for like a second, but you just like after just like almost being afraid you're about to be hit, you just like look forward and you're like, well, it's time to deal with that, and you go into your rage and then just start sprinting at the shrub, and then you take your sword and just and you just cut through the thing and just cut its trunk in half as it just falls in half.
And as that happens, I point to this guy who I assume is the leader. And I say, "Oi, scaly boy, you might want to stop now and surrender before y'all are dead." And trying to intimidate him.
Nova, stop it. Go ahead and check. Go ahead and make a intimidation check.
Which I have advantage on because of one of my abilities.
All right.
Woo.
Natural 20, 23.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not happy with this. It had to be a 20. He just like he just goes and he just like he throws down like the weapon in his hand and he's like as he raises his hand. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Is that your turn?
Yeah,
Remember
that's
the
it.
last time you did this? It became awkward.
You just had to do it again. All right, so this guy is now going to turn. He's going to start rushing at Bertram, and he basically just gets there. And it is now Tord's turn, and he's going to swing at the little guy in front of him again. Wait, actually, I think he has. Yep, he has advantage. So, oh well, he already got a 20. So, with that, he ends the little guy. Just with like the first swing, just got him in the back, and with this one, as it turns around, he just slaps again and just gets it right across the throat as it just crumples, as blood just pours out of it, as it is now dead. It is now the big guy's turn, and he still has his hands up in the air, and he's like and. I'll have him try and make a wisdom save with disadvantage to not be afraid, I guess. Where is this thing? Hold on. There it is. Wisdom. Disadvantage. He does not get out of it. As he just continuously stands there, hands held up. You know, he's afraid of you. So I'm gonna say he has the fear thing on him. Everybody, all right, yeah, I'll remember that next turn. So that goes from. So I'm gonna say he spends his turn doing that. It is now this thing's turn, and it is just going to go down here to Tord, and it's the massive bees just moves, and the bees are like they're weird. They're bigger than normal bees. They're like fistful sized, and they have this sort of weird green glow to them as they as sort of a hive mind just move forward and it just goes
hive mind.
Thank you. You take it. You take. That was vicious mockery. You now take damage. All right, and the swarm of wasp is going to strike at. I forgot to do the whole query advantage. I seriously hate this. This keeps getting on my nerves. They should make it so that it's just automatically query advantage, so I don't have to do this every single time. because the thing hates me, and I'm just going to let that be the rolls against him. And he takes 13 points of damage. Skynet.
No.
Okay, so as the wasps just sort of as a group just sort of and you just start going at him, he finishes off that kobold in front of him. He's like, ha ha, and that's when he sees the beast and he's like, ah, as it just and he's like, ow, as they all just start like they sort of envelop a side of him and just start like he just starts like recoiling in pain. It is now this guy's turn, and he is going to charge down here. He'll get to about here. And Ulrich, it is now your turn. Okay, you go after that guy. I can't hear you if you're speaking, but yeah, that does not hit.
Oh, sorry, I got muted somehow. Yeah, I was like, that does not hit. And then, you know what? Let's at the same guy, the spiritual weapon. I'll take a stab.
Alrighty.
Get it.
There it is. Okay. What is going on?
Oh.
That is 2 8s in a row. How?
Dang.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
rolling terribly right now.
Yeah. So as the kobold sort of like staggers in your direction and just, you swing your warhammer at it after it slices at you, you're just like swinging at it and you miss, and your sword the spiritual weapon tries to just slice at it, but it's weirdly dodging everything with its ungraceful staggering. And it's now this kobold's turn, who is attacking Bertram. He does not hit. He just like he's it's the same situation with the zombie, except now it's Bertram. So the Bertram's just sort of like moving out of the way. Just stop it! Let me kill you. And it's back up to the top with the thing, as it just the glowing mass of pixies just, and it's gonna fire another little blast. As it deals 4 more points of damage.
Nope.
Who's it hitting?
Bertram.
Oh. Okay.
It hits Bertram, and once more it just hits him, and he's just, ow! And now it is this guy's turn, and he is going to start going after Eberine. He's just going to slowly start moving. It is now the other massive pixie's turn, and they're also going to fire at Bertram, dealing another 4 points of damage.
The pixies really don't like Bertram.
No, they do not. As he just keeps getting like hit, and he's just ow.
They don't like not pretty things.
The kobold that you tried to attack Ulrich is now going to attack you. It misses. Nope. That shrub is dead. That is also dead. Ebrine, is now your turn.
Okay. This thing. How is everyone looking otherwise? Because I can't see any health bars, so I can't really gauge other than.
I mean, I'm okay. I've taken damage, but then with a 5 temp HP, I'm like only like 4 under full.
Okay. Yeah, Bertram had the temp HP too, so yeah.
Bertram is looking a little rough because
Okay.
he's been hit with 4 of those magic blasts now.
Okay.
Bertram's probably taking the most damage.
Yeah. So let's give Bertram a healing word.
All right.
Get 6 Heelys first feelies. And then going to I'm gonna viciously mock this one.
All right.
Like, you're not fast enough to catch me. And then she's going to run this way a bit.
All right. It has to make a wisdom save about it, right?
Yes.
All right. It fails.
Oh.
And it takes 3 points of damage.
And has disadvantage on its next attack.
I'll add a little skull and crossbones.
Huzzah.
Yeah, so as it's stumbling for you, you just like say that, like you just like finger gun say that, and then you turn and just start running.
Yep.
As it's just like ah.
Bye.
Is that everything?
Yep, that's all I got.
Alrighty. It is now the other shrub's turn, and it is going to go and basically Tash, after you cut the one shrub in half, you then just get out of nowhere branches just start swinging at you as the other shrubbery is going to go for you. It's okay.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I forgot to do the query advantage thing, so hold on. Always such a pain.
Well, yeah, they both hit, but 13's my AC, so.
Well, I'm deciding to be nice again, so.
Alright.
It goes for you and just completely misses because I don't have everything set to. Let me just check everything. Query advantage. Query advantage. I'm just gonna take a random break during combat just so I can make sure it's a query advantage. Yep, everything is set. Alright. So, it is now Bertram's turn, and Bertram is going to swing at the kobold. There we go.
There it is.
Bertram.
He takes his Morning Star, and after getting hit 4 times in a row with the magic blast, he's just like, stop it, stop it. And then that's when you say your healing word, and he's like, eh. And that's when he just takes his mallet, his Morning Star, and then just into the ground, crushing the kobold.
Yay!
As it is now
Bertram.
dead. And he's just like, yeah.
Well done, Bertram.
Tash, it is now your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swing on this tree. Bush, shrub.
Alright.
Bring me a shrubbery!
One that looks nice and not too expensive.
That hits. Yep.
Okay. And then a D8.
Cold shrubbery.
Alright, so that's
That's
11.
11.
Yep. Alright. As you basically just like the branch that swung at you barely even like went near you, and you just like take the and then just swing and then just take off half of its branches, half of its leaves and branches as they crumble on the ground, as frost just sort of starts to cover where the branches were cut off, as the tree just sort of like, it doesn't growl like that. That was just me, but it sort of
takes his leaves at me.
Yeah, it shakes a leaf. It shakes a branch at you.
Are you sure the shrub doesn't growl?
It can growl.
It's an amazing growling shrub.
It shakes its leaves in like a way that growls. It's a very aggressive shaking. All right. It is now this degenerate kobold in front of Bertram's turn, and it is going to swing at him. And that does not hit. Bertram just sort of like this time just takes like the handle of his Morningstar and just sort of like knocks it out of the way, and he's like, "No, you're next. Accept it."
Good job, Bertram.
Bertram.
Tord is just going to, after like getting enveloped by bees, he's just gonna like pull himself out and then just start swinging at the mass, the giant mass of bees.
Bees. Oh, the bees! Oh, they're in my mouth. Ah.
The bees just sort of like moving in the way they move. He doesn't really hit the mass. He just swings through it. It's now Rock's turn, and Rock is like still afraid, and he's just like, that guy's scary. What do I do? And he's gonna go, idea, and then he just goes, I'm leaving, and he snaps his fingers, and then there's just a random wall of stone that just poofs into existence in front of him.
Oh,
Damn.
And he's just like, as he's,
Yeah, I'm not a level to have counterspell yet.
Yeah, that's a fair ways in.
all right, so it was Rock's turn. Now it's the bee's turn again. And
he doesn't move.
well, you can't see him.
Oh, okay.
He is now behind stone.
Okay.
Uh,
How wide is the stone? Just
it's about 5 feet wide. A little bit more.
okay. All right.
It is now the bee's turn, and they are going to sting Tord again. And they hit. And they deal a lot of damage.
Oh, bees.
As he starts swinging wildly, his attempts are in vain as the bees just sort of envelop him again, and he's like, as then he falls limp onto the ground.
Oh,
Oh.
Lord.
Oh,
As
dear.
he is now unconscious.
First tree, now bees.
Freebie. Things that end in E should not fight.
No double E's for him.
Nope.
Yeah.
No skee ball. No.
The mass of bees just sort of then moves, and it's just going to move, and it just envelops him. It's kind of just on top of him. It's not attacking him, but it's just on top of him now.
There.
Yep. And then this kobold is gonna. I'm trying to think. Your sword moved to attack this guy, so it's gonna be right here now. Actually, okay, and the only way I'm seeing this happen is that he ends up getting attacked by the sword. So yeah,
Sword doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, then never mind. He just sort of goes under the sword.
Yeah, you'd have to have like maybe arguably War Mage would put like the feat that allows you to use spells for attacks of opportunity might arguably work like that, but not.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah, so he just sort of runs under the sword and he runs around to your side and he's gonna swing.
Okay. Nope.
Misses.
Lots of 8s today.
It's really weird how many 8s have been. It is now your turn.
All right. Well, first things first. Warhammer swing on the guy up top. See if I can do anything to him. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Get it.
I'm assuming that the 8
He's dead.
is dead.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then, well, the sword is gonna. Yeah, the sword's just gonna swing at this other kobold dude. I was like, is it gonna swing at the bees? No, it's not gonna swing at the bees. Probably not hit though.
So it's swinging at the bees.
No, it's swinging at the kobold.
Okay, sorry. Yep.
I
Okay.
assume a 12 does not hit.
No, it does not.
Well, at least I took out the one kobold.
And we're all very proud of you.
Gold star.
Hey, after 2 8s in a row.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just sort of checking off everything that's accidentally still on the list. Okay, yep, that was the only thing that had died. All right, so back up to the top. Yes. Okay, so the swarm of pixies is going to launch another blast at Bertram, dealing 6 points of damage. As he just gets hits again, he's like, "All right, no, we're not playing this game again." As this kobold is just going to keep marching at Eberine. She gets to about there. And he's just like, "Ugh." And this other mass of pixies is also going to fire magic missile at Bertram, dealing another 6 points of damage. Bertram just like recoils and goes, "No, seriously, quit it, guys." Eberine, it is now your turn.
Okay. Well, she's gonna send a healing word at Tord. Who got down completely. We have 9 hit points. And then...
Alright.
Going to... gonna run around and come up by Ulrich.
Alright.
And then... Am I within range to make a rapier attack against that shrub?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
They're a little bigger than 5 feet, so you're basically with just within.
Yep. And just narrow her eyes, draw a rapier, and just stab into it real quick.
That hits. Alright, 7 points of damage. As the shrub sort of does like it's shaking its branch at Tash thing, that's when you just rush up and then just cut off that branch and then just slice it, and it just crumples, as it is also dead.
And then gonna
So good. 2
step
dead
up,
strawberries.
use the last bit of movement to go there. between him and Tash.
Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. It is now Bertram's turn. I forgot his name for a second. He is going to swing at the other kobold near him. And he hits.
Yay! Yeah,
Ooh.
Bertram!
Dead.
Woo!
It's dead.
Go Bertram.
It is in fact dead, as Bertram, after getting hit after like pushing its attack out of the way and getting hit twice and being like, "All right, no, not cool, guys." He just like he looks at the massive pixies and he goes, "Not cool," as he just drops his Morning Star on top of the other kobold, just crushing it. He's like, okay, no, for real, you guys are next. As he moves towards this one. It's Bo's turn. Tash, it is now your turn.
Okay, so Tash is at a dilemma. He knows that Bertram's been hit a few times, but he also knows this guy's behind this wall of stone.
Oh damn, that's what I wanted to do, but never mind. Half tempted to like let out squeaks and see if he could trail him.
Oh.
Hmm.
Sorry, what do you do?
I thought it was like also see if like get squeaks out of her pocket to trail the one that hid behind the wall of stone,
But you forgot until
Yeah.
now, yeah.
So Tash, you're just charging forward to the wall. Tash. So Skynet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Skynet has stolen him. There we go.
Okay, I'm back. Yes?
Yes.
So yeah,
Okay.
so you
Okay,
drape
so
one.
how high is the wall?
It's like a big, say it's around 8 feet.
I'm gonna try and either climb it, try to get on top of it somehow.
It's
And
8
then-
feet tall, 8 feet wide. That's a good, like 8 feet long, 8 feet tall. Best way to put it.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna run around it then, instead of trying to smash it. Because my first idea was smash the wall.
That would be
okay.
a little challenging.
Okay, so how far would I have to go, like to here, to get around it?
No, more like to you. Judging by how much.
I was right here.
Yeah, I'm
So
looking at. I think you would use all of your movement to get right here.
okay, all right. Do I
Alright,
see
yeah.
him?
As you rush forward, you stop and look at the wall, and you're just like, not worth it. And you just turn around the corner, and you just see the little guy just like, oh shit. As you just barrel around the corner, and he's like, ah.
And then I point to him and I say, "I told you to surrender."
All right.
And
Is
then-
that the end of your turn?
Yeah,
All
because
right.
I'm not in melee, so.
It is now Tord's turn, and Tord, like, he gets knocked unconscious by the bees, and then you heal him, and he gets up, and he's like, I'm back. Bees, as the bees are everywhere around him. And he's just gonna jump out of. Actually, he's just gonna stay in him because of him. He's just gonna start swinging wildly.
He gets up first.
He gets up, and then he just starts swinging wildly, and he hits.
Slice a bunch of bees in half. Yeah.
8. I have to actually move him so I can get there, get to them. 9 points of damage. He just starts, since he's actually in the mass now, he just starts going, and he actually, it's like, you can actually see bees drop it, like, these are pretty big bees, like, they're like a handful, like, hand palm sized.
Wow.
And you just see them start dropping dead around him, as he's like, And that is his turn. And it is now this guy's turn.
Lexi.
Tord, as you turn around the corner and say that to him, he just goes, and he, let me just find his thing. He is going to, he just goes, and he looks at his black hand, and he goes, might as well, and he just goes, as lightning just sort of comes out of his black hand, out of the blackened arm that he has, and is just going to strike you. And I believe I need you to make a dex save.
Who?
You.
Not me, right? Oh, me?
You.
Okay.
I need you, yeah.
Yeah, I had to fix my headphones. I was trying to see if I could get it to Oh, and it's a dex save. Is it something I can see? Because of
It's
what's it
lightning
call
coming
it?
out of his hand.
Yeah, so I see that I have advantage on dex saves that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Yay, advantage.
All right. Hold on. Let me check this. Sorry, I have to suddenly remember how all of his things work. Hold on. I have to pull up. Hold on. I don't have the thing I'm looking for on Roll20 because it's in my other notes. So hold on. I just have to find the DC for this. I am afraid that you just barely miss. You just barely did not get it.
Okay, that's fine.
He sees you and he goes, might as well. And he just points his hand at you. And from his palm, there's just this like crackling as just a full lightning bolt just goes and strikes you.
I take half damage from every damage type, so.
No.
Yeah.
You take half of 29 points of damage.
What's half of 20?
That's a good question. Hold on. This is why Google exists.
14.
14.5, yeah.
So you take 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 0. And okay.
But yeah, as everybody else sees, Tash charges for the wall that was made, goes around, and then you just hear like a little bit of aha, and then and then as a lightning bolt just goes straight, it hits into Tash and kind of just goes through him and like just into the woods, and he's just like and that's when he then goes and he turns around and he just starts running. That is the end of his turn. Now the bee's turn, and they're gonna go at Tord. They're gonna do a half damage. Half of 15 is 8 points of damage, I believe.
Not to hit.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. That hits. So he takes 10 points of damage. He takes 5 points of damage. He is still up, but basically, while he's swinging and dropping bugs dead all around him, you can hear him just start going, ow, 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 ow.
As one
It is
does.
Yeah. It is now this kobold's turn, and he is going to swing at Ulrich. And he misses.
Nope.
And Ulrich, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a swing at that kobold because that seems like a sensible thing to do. And you know what? I have that D6 from her, so since I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit, but should be close. So that's a 16 to hit
That hits.
for 8 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then the sword will come around and stab at him as well. Nope. I am rolling mostly shit tonight.
Aw.
Yeah.
Um,
You just get him square in the chest with the warhammer, but you knock him back, and the sword just doesn't anticipate it and just swings above his head. Is that the end of your turn?
yep, that's all I can do. That's my
All
action
right.
bonus action.
Back up to the top. The swarm of pixies is going to actually. Can it cast magic missile in melee range?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't see why not. Because it
Yeah,
I was
there's
gonna
always
no
say-
hit.
attack roll,
Yeah.
so.
true. All right, so it does that, and then
Ooh.
5 points of damage.
Well, no, it doesn't. Like if it doesn't hit his AC, it doesn't hit.
No, but magic missile auto hits.
Yeah, it auto hits.
He
Oh,
made an attack roll for it by accident.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fix it. But yeah, it just goes and then just hits him square in the chest. But Bertram's just having too good of a time, and he's like, "Nope, kneel down and die," as he just goes for it. It's now this guy's turn, and he's going to rush for it. He's actually going to ignore the fact that Ulrich is there, and Ulrich, you get an attack of opportunity on him.
Well, he was in melee, so
All right. Um,
that shouldn't really.
yeah, I mean, if he's coming into my melee range, I don't get an attack of opportunity. It's just
Yeah,
if he
it's when he
passes
leaves.
through it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's when he leaves it.
well then, never mind. You do not get an attack of opportunity. I was wrong. As he is going to now swing at Eberine with disadvantage.
Ah, that's right. No, wait, that was last turn, so that's down.
but he has an attack,
But he doesn't hit anyway.
isn't it?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
Oh.
either way.
Yeah, he just like goes for it and just staggers. Yeah. It's the other pixie's gonna turn. And it's also going to swing. And deals another 5 points of damage to Bertram, who just takes it like a champ and then just keeps going forward like, not stopping me. Eberine, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn around back on this thing and just a little surprised that it's suddenly there, gonna rapier it.
That misses.
Okay. Then she's gonna give Bertram another healing word.
All right. All right. Just for because I know Red basically this has to be over at 9. Once we get back to the top of the turn order, we're just gonna end it here and we'll pick up next game. Just for anybody who's curious.
Okay.
You just
stabbed it and hang on, Bertram.
Yeah, you just say that to Bertram, and Bertram's like, "I'm gonna get it," as he just continues through with his swing. And does he hit it? Does he not? Let's see. He does not. As Bertram's just like, "Okay, they're a little harder to hit," as he's just sort of swinging at it. Tash, it is your turn.
I start screaming and running at this guy. And when I reach him, I take a swing. Non-lethal, if I can.
I mean, that does not hit.
That does not hit? Okay.
Nope.
Alright. That's all I can do. But I'm in his, right behind him yelling, so.
Alright, yeah, so you're just rushing behind him, just screaming like, "I gotta get back here, you son of a..." And he's just running. He's just... It is turning into that in a bit. towards turn again, and he's just going to keep swinging at the bees. And he gets a 20.
Oh, good.
And
Maybe the bees
with that,
kill him.
With that, he just completely decimates the rest of the bees, as the bees are now dead.
Huzzah.
And he just goes, and there's still more things, as he moves out of he's like covered in bee blood and like bee guts, and he's just like, it's all like green and gooey, and he's like, as he just like steps out of it, and like he steps on like the dead bees, like they crunch underneath his boots, as he just keeps walking towards the other kobold. It is now this guy's turn, and he's going to run and he's going to turn around at Tash, and he's just going to be like, just leave me alone.
Is that attack an opportunity?
Yeah,
Oh,
technically,
yeah,
because he got out of my range.
Yes, you will get one.
Oh,
Oh man, you're just not rolling well tonight.
nope.
I was doing okay in the first half.
All right. I need you to make. Okay, he's just gonna go. He just like he takes his hand. He takes the black arm and he just goes. Sit. And he snaps his fingers. And I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh.
Which I also have advantage on because of Kalistar. It's funny.
Oh.
Advantage did not save you.
No.
That's fine.
As he says that, the word "sit" just sort of echoes through your mind. Sit, sit, sit. As you just sort of you catch yourself just sort of going, okay, and then you just plop down crisscross applesauce, and then just sit down. And he's just like. He looks amazed at his hand, just like. And the bees are dead, so it's not their turn. And this guy is just gonna swing at you, Alaric.
Unsurprising. Nope.
And he misses. And now, Alaric, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I am going to swing back at him. Where is that? That hits.
Yes, it does.
7 bludgeoning damage.
As he just sort of like he just sort of swings it with your shield, get him upside of the jaw, and just send him flying back as he is now dead.
Okay, and then the spiritual weapon's gonna move over to the other dude.
All right.
And stab at him. Come on. Oh, okay, there it is.
That does not hit.
Yep, I was gonna say that was not gonna hit, so
All right.
at least one of those hit.
Yep. And with that, we're gonna end it here for tonight. We're back at the
Okay.
turn order. All right. Yeah.
Big fight, guys. Big fight.
Yep.
I spent a week planning this out, and I feel like it's going pretty well.
So all that shit happened.
Yeah, that was some craziness.
All that shit happened. My dog got the zoom suddenly.
Wow.
Now he's conked out on the other couch.
There we go. That's good.
But
Tired pupper.
yeah, tired pupper, tired human. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow, but
Honestly, I'm just